Hello my lovelies, it is time for another round of Wheel of TBR, so stay tuned. So if you're new here, welcome. This is one of the multiple TBR games I play on my channel in order to pick what books I'm going to read in the month. Each week or each month I spin the wheel 6 times. Unless, of course, I end up getting some bonus spins. As I'm spinning, I mark my wheel, and if I get 5 marks on my wheel, then I have to add a bonus spin. So this month I have a lot going on that I need to try it to fit into my wheel. And oh my goodness, if you watched my Have I Read It or my Cards Against My TBR, you know that I have a lot of books already on my TBR this month. So I'm really hoping that I can get some of those to match for things on the wheel to kind of double up and make it a little easier on myself. But this month, in addition to the Buzzwordathon and my TBR Knockout, I'm also one of the hosts for the Merry Bookmas Readathon, which goes the entire month of December, which has 12 prompts. So I need to try to find books for all of those prompts. So stay tuned after I finish all of my wheel stuff for what my actual TBR is for both Buzzword, TBR Knockout, and the Merry Bookmas Readathon. Okay, so let's go over how I did in November. So these are the books that I was supposed to read for both my wheel and my Have I Read It for November. So for Have I Read It number 20, I was to read Blood Roses by Francesca Leah Block, and I have not read this, though it is the 28th and this is an exceptionally short book. I'm hoping maybe I can finish this by the end of the month, but if not, it will roll over into next month. So I need a clear place to set these. Hold on. Okay, and then also for my Have I Read It number 20, I was to read Unremembered by Jessica Brody, and I'm about halfway through it at this point. I'm hoping to finish this by the end of the month, but if not, I'll finish it in December. Okay, so for Have I Read It number 21, I was to read Voices by David Elliott, and I haven't had a chance to read it. It's a super short book written in like prose, but I just haven't gotten a chance to read this month, like nearly as much this month as I normally would read. This book I also just this past week obtained a new finished copy. This one's an ARC, so I think I'm actually going to put this for unhaul and read the finished copy at some other time. Also for number 21, I was to read Darius the Great Is Not Okay by Adib Karam, and I have read this. Okay, so as for my spins, spin number 1 was Roll the Dice, and for that I was to read Final Draft by Riley Redgate, and I did read this. For middle grade, I was to read The Secret Spiral of Swamp Kid by Kirk Scroggs, and I did read this. For a book with magic, I was to read The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan, and I did read this. For a book with foiled cover, I was to read A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I did read this. For Xander pick, I was to read the manga Fairy Tale by Hiro Mashima, and I have not read this, but this is another one that it's a manga. It shouldn't take me too terribly long to read it, and I think maybe I can get this done by the end of the month, but if not, it'll just roll over into December. For Instagram poll, you selected Cece Rios and the Desert of Souls by Kayla Riviera, and I did read this. And for my bonus spin, I got Once Upon a Book Club adult box, and for that I was to read The Beautiful Strangers, and I did read this. Okay, so if you watched my Have I Read It number 22 and 23, or if you've watched any of my Have I Read It, you know that you get to vote on which books that I read from those. And this month, it was a doozy, and I ended up having to pick the top 3 voted books from both of those videos. And there were a lot of books in those videos, so I cannot hold them all up like I have done in the past because there's just too many of them. So I'm just holding up the top 3 for each. Okay, so for my Have I Read It number 22, coming in third place with 30 votes, I am going to read Nevermore by Kelly Krieg. This is a thick book too. Thanks, guys. But I really, really need to thank you guys for these next two books, because in second place, I am to read The Wish Granter by CJ Redwine. I'm super, super excited to read this. And if you watched my Cards Against My TBR, you know that I selected this for one of those. So yay. And the number one voted book for my number 22 was The Last Little Blue Envelope by Maureen Johnson. And this is the sequel to 13 Little Blue Envelopes. And this got, and The Wish Granter got 45 votes and this got 60 votes. And then for my Have I Read It number 23, coming in third place with 28 votes, I got Things I Can't Explain by Michelle Kriegman. With 31 votes in second place, I have The Program by Suzanne Young. And in first place with 39 votes, I got The Duff by Codie Keplinger. Okay, so these are my Have I Read It books. These are my buddy read books for the month that I need to try to fit in. We have The Demigod Diaries by Rick Riordan, Wilder Lore, The Accidental Apprentice by Amanda Foody, which is also the group book for Merry Bookmas, and The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So hopefully I can try and fit some of these into the spins. And then I also have my books from my Cards Against My TBR. So, okay, I don't know where this wheel was last time. Hold on. Okay, so we ended last month on a POC. Okay, so let's get started with spin number one. I don't know if y'all could see this, but Einstein is right here, and he was like looking at the wheel the whole time. Okay, so the spin got Scribd Today's Pick. So I go onto Scribd, and every day they have something different on top for their Today's Pick. So we're gonna see what today's Pick is, and that will be what I select for this. Okay, so I guess they changed what they do at the top. So there's like different things you can scroll through. There's not a Today's Pick. So what I'm gonna do is, okay, they've got this audiobooks recommended for you, and I'm just going to look at what they have here. Maybe I'll screen record, hold on. Okay, I am screen recording now. So you see here they have audiobooks recommended for you. So I'm just going to look through what they have there and select one of those. So we have Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard, which I believe I have. I'm not 100% sure. That might be one that I've gotten from like a subscription box, I think. But I'm, again, not 100% certain. XOXO, don't know that one. I've read City of Ghosts. I've heard really good things about the X-Hex. I think I own The Unhoneymooners, The Lost Apothecary. I've read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That Get a Life Chloe Brown book. I don't know if that's the first one or if that's like later in that series. They Both Die at the End. The Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Let's just scroll through. Ugh, so many options. Okay, so I really want to pick something that I own physically, so I can knock that out. So let me scroll back and pick something that I know that I have. Hold on. I just want to check and make sure I do actually own this book. Hold on. Okay, so I was looking to see if I had The Unhoneymooners, but it doesn't seem that I do. So I'm going to keep looking. I think maybe I have The Lost Apothecary. So let me check that one. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I got that in a box. Hold on, let's see what else. Okay, let's try A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. Let me look. Okay, success, we found one. And I don't really know anything about this, except that she's gonna be spending a summer in England and her parents are worried about her mental health. Okay, my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna change that out and then we will do our spin number 2. Okay, sorry if the angle changed. So I have my little dry erase marker here and we're gonna put another mark here on Scrib Today's Pick. This is marking really light. I may need to get me a new marker. We're gonna replace Scrib Today's Pick with Unplugged Book Box. I have so many books from so many different boxes and I need to read them. All right, spin number 2. Retelling! Yay! I can use one of my books for that. I can use The Wish Granter by C.J. Redwine for this one because this is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. So yay! Alright, let's mark that one. And replace retelling with Beautiful Cover. And that's pretty self-explanatory, just any book with a beautiful cover. All right, spin number 3. And we've got Beautiful Cover. All right, I know what I'm gonna pick for that. The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Not only does it have a beautiful dust jacket, it has beautiful edges that are sprayed and stenciled and a beautiful hardcover underneath. So this is what I will pick for that. All right, that gives us 3 on this one. And we will replace Beautiful Cover with Flip a Coin. So for that, I'll pick 2 books. One will be for heads and the other will be for tails, and we'll flip a coin or have somebody else flip a coin for us and see what we get. Okay, spin number 4. Supernatural. Ooh, I've got the perfect book for that. Raven Song by T.J. Klune. So if you watched my Cards Against My TBR, you know that I put this and Brother Song saying that this was book 2 and that was book 3 in the Green Creek series. And my friend Clint called me immediately and he's like, you messed up. Because Brother Song is actually book 4, so I'm going to be swapping that out for Heart Song, but I don't have that right now. Heart Song is book 3. So for Supernatural, I'll be reading Raven Song. This has werewolves, gay werewolves. Okay, so let's mark that one. And we will replace Supernatural. Ooh, dropped it. Okay, we'll replace Supernatural with Thriller. Okay. So what spin was that? Okay, so we're on spin number 5 now. All right, here we go. Oh, something from my Have I Read It extras. So this is a book that didn't get selected for my Have I Read It. So it could be from this month's Have I Read It or off of my big extras pile I have in the corner over here. Okay, so for this one I decided to get one off of my extra shelf, and I'm going to be reading Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. I know this was also turned into a movie, I believe, or a show. I can't remember, but I'll definitely have to watch it after I read this, because I was waiting to I didn't watch it before because I wanted to read this first. So this is perfect because it's Christmassy, so this is what I'm going to select for that. All right, and we will replace Have I Read It Extras with LGBTQ+. Oh, and let me mark that. Okay, that gives us 4 on that one. So we have 1 and this one down here that have 4 on them. So those are like our danger zones. But we only have 1 spin left unless we land on one of those. So fingers crossed. All right, spin number 6. Thriller, yay, okay. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to select The Project by Courtney Summers. I get thriller vibes from this, and it does, I mean, it doesn't say it's a thriller, but I do see like a beautiful, thrilling testament to love, electrifying from start to finish. So, I don't know. I mean, she's searching for her sister, there's a cult, that's all I really know about it, and I don't know, to me it sounds like a thriller. So I'm going to select The Project. Okay, so that was our last spin. Thank you, Wheel, for being so kind. No doubles, because I got plenty of doubles before, so yeah. The Cards Against Humanity, or the Cards Against TBR cards were not nice to me. Okay, so we will replace Thriller with Adult for next time. And also next time is a little concerning, just a little bit, because we have 3 on here that have 4 on them. So I have a feeling next month there's gonna be a few extra spins. We'll see. Okay, so stay tuned. I'm going to kind of put all my books together, collect my thoughts, and figure out what my TBR is for Buzzword, TBR Knockout, and the Merry Bookmas Readathon. But first, here is what this month's wheel has given me. None of them are too terribly large. None of them are very small either. So hopefully I can make all this work. And hopefully I don't have to add in too many books for the other stuff. So see you in a second. Okay, so I have figured out my TBR for everything. So for Buzzword, December's Buzzword is something that's like day, month, season, fits for any of those categories. So for that one, I'm going to be reading A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey, because tomorrow. So for TBR Knockout, the theme for December is holidays. So the first book, or the first prompt, is to read a holiday book. And for that, I'm going to be reading Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. The second prompt is to read a book with green or red on the cover. And for that, I will be reading Xmas, A Love-Hate Story by Kate Bryan. And now for my Merry Bookmas Readathon TBR. So I actually had to add 2 more books to this TBR in order to fill all the prompts. So yeah, it's gonna be another busy reading month. As always, like seriously, who am I kidding? It's always this way. Okay, so for prompt number 1, chosen one, I decided to go with The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 3rd book in the From Blood and Ash series, and our main character, she's like the maiden. She is the chosen one, and I'm really excited to continue this. We've been buddy reading these books, and oh, they're so good. Okay, so for prompt number 2, it was second chance, and there were multiple ways that could interpret this prompt. And for me, I decided to go with reading a second book by an author, or the second book that I've read from an author. So the only other book that I've read from this author was Sadie. So I'm going to be reading The Project by Courtney Summers for this prompt. Okay, so for prompt number 3, Bookception, you could read a book with like a bookish character, a bookish setting, or a book within a book kind of thing. And for this one, none of the books that I already had selected fit this trope, so I had to add a book for this one. And I will be reading The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and I am so excited for this. I've just been waiting for the perfect time to read this, so yay. Prompt 4 is Friends to Lovers or Enemies to Lovers, and for that I will be reading The Duff by Codie Keplinger. Prompt 5 is to read a book set in a small town, and for that I'm going to be reading A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tamara by Laura Taylor Namey. So I took a little look inside here because I was trying to find a book for small town, and this one actually says, talking about from the lack of sun, a grumpy inn cook in a small town lacking Miami flavor, which is where she's from. So this is set in a small town. For prompt number 6, games/competitions, I decided to go with Let It Snow because the second story in here, the one by John Green, is this group of people. They're all like racing by any means necessary and trying to deter other people from getting there first to the Waffle House. And I thought that sounded really cute, but they are racing. It's a competition. I'm counting this. Prompt number 7 was retellings. For that I will be reading The Wish Granter by C.J. Redwine. This is a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. Prompt number 8 is fake dating, and for that it's another one that I had to add a book. So I selected Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Wynn. For prompt number 9, Close Quarters, I selected Xmas, A Love-Hate Story by Kate Bryan because her and her ex end up on a road trip together, and so that's a close quarters thing. For prompt number 10, Found Family, I will be reading Raven Song by T.J. Klune, Found Family of Werewolves. For prompt number 11, Royalty, I am to read The Fairest of Them All by Carolyn Turgan, which is like a Snow White retelling, but like a Snow White Rapunzel kind of retelling, where Rapunzel is like Snow White's mother. Like Rapunzel's the evil queen kind of thing, but royalty still. And then for prompt number 12, which was Animal Companion, I'm going to be reading obviously the group book, which is Wilder Lore and The Accidental Apprentice by Amanda Foody. So that is my TBR. Let me see if I can hold all these up. Okay, so these are all of the books for my Merry Bookmas Readathon TBR. In addition to those, I also have these here. And then whatever of these 3 I don't finish, I'll also have to do in December. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wish me luck. So have you guys read any of these books? Did you like them? Did you not? Are you participating in the Merry Bookmas Readathon? Comment down below and let me know. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye!